What if I told you that this character "de" is the reason that Chinese can be 2 times as poetic as English? Well, you know what? I just told you. I love listening to Chinese songs, and I try to share this passion with you guys by translating some of them into English. But there are lyrics I run into over and over again that simply do not translate into English without losing their original magic and beauty. And almost all of them have to do with this grammatical principle, using "de" to link an adjective phrase to a noun. So today I want to show you exactly how this works. Let's start from the basics. One of the functions of the particle "de" is to link an adjective to a noun. So if A, de, B, then that means A is describing B. To give you an example, 蓝色的天 means blue sky. 可爱的猫咪 means cute cat. Now you might have noticed that it's pretty similar to English where you have the adjective before the noun. So you might wonder then, why do we even need this particle in Chinese? Can't you just go without it? I mean, can't you tell that the blue is describing the sky? So actually, yes, in some cases the "de" can be dropped. 蓝色的天 can be shortened to 蓝天, and it would mean the same thing, blue sky. But the function of the "de" is not wasted, and the fact that Chinese uses this particle means that it can link increasingly complex adjectives to nouns. So for example, instead of saying cute cat, you can say 全国最可爱的猫咪, the cutest cat in the whole country. Now notice that in Chinese, the entire adjective section, everything that's describing cat, goes before the word cat. But in English, some of that information has to be pushed behind the word cat. Cutest cat in the whole country. But where it gets really interesting is when you start to introduce verbs into these adjective phrases. Let's take a look. In the song 夜空中最亮的星, brightest star in the night sky, there's a line in the chorus that says 给我再去相信的勇气. And I translated this line as give me courage to believe once again. Let's break this down. The first 2 words, 给我 is just give me, that's not too important. 再去相信 is to go and believe again, or to believe once again. 的 is your particle. 勇气 is courage. So I want to help you understand how this sounds in Chinese. So bear with me. I'm going to use a bit of Chinglish here. Give me, go and believe once again, 的 courage. Now compare that to how this is expressed in English. Give me courage to believe once again. In English, the believe once again is not describing the courage, it's telling us the purpose of the courage. Because English grammar simply does not allow for that entire phrase to describe the word courage. But that is possible in Chinese, and that makes Chinese a bit more descriptive and poetic, even though you could argue that they mean the same thing. But it gets even crazier. Not only can you use "de" to describe a noun in Chinese, you can use it to describe a pronoun. Yes, a pronoun. You literally cannot do this in English. Like you can say a tall man, but you can't say a tall I. You can say a smart woman, but you can't say a smart me. But all of this is possible in Chinese. And a song that took full advantage of this is Jiabin, the honored guest, which you guys probably know by now is one of my favorite songs. There are 4 examples in the song where an adjective phrase is used to describe a pronoun. Let's go ahead and take a look at the first one. 好久不见的你有点疏离. Now, I translated this phrase as after all this time you feel so distant, which is honestly a pretty crappy translation. What this line actually says is, you whom I haven't seen in a long time feel a bit distant. Again, let me say this in Chinglish so you can get the feel for it. Haven't seen for so long, you feel a bit distant. 好久不见 is the adjective phrase, haven't seen for a long time, and that's describing the pronoun you in this sentence. Amazingly descriptive and concise in Chinese, but once you translate into English, it kind of becomes a mouthful. Let's take a look at another one. 温柔的他单膝跪地. I translate this line as he gently gets down on one knee. And that translation is actually plain incorrect. What this line actually says is the gentle he gets down on one knee. So to be clear, the adjective gentle, 温柔, is describing the person, he, 他, and not describing the action of getting down on one knee. It's a gentle he, not gently, gets down on one knee. So because English does not allow you to describe pronouns with adjectives, this line quite literally does not translate at all. Okay, I guess you could say he who is gentle gets down on one knee. but that's not poetic at all. Okay, I just want to show you one more example from this song, even though this one doesn't involve a pronoun. 说好的永远变成了曾经。说好 means to agree upon, the particle. 永远 means forever, so the agreed upon forever. 变成了 is became. 曾经 is once, or like the past. So together this would translate to, the agreed upon forever became the past. I wanted to show you this example because this actually translated kind of nicely into English, so you can get a sense of how this feels in Chinese for other cases, maybe like the ones involving pronouns. Also, I don't know why I translated this to happily ever after became once upon a time. Maybe I thought it sounded better or fancier. Okay, before we wrap up here, I just want to say that the whole idea of something being more poetic is somewhat subjective, but there is a nuance that I've noticed, and that is in Chinese, the description of the object always comes before the object. And I think that is why I say that in these cases, the Chinese sounds better. Because when you hear the description first before you even know what object it's referring to, it sets your expectations correctly for when the object is revealed. Whereas when you hear the object first, your own experiences and maybe even your own prejudices will shape that object in your mind before you can even know what it's actually supposed to be like, before you even hear the description of that object. Let me just give you some examples in English to demonstrate what I'm talking about. Tell me which one sounds better. Beachside resort, or resort by the beach. 5-star restaurant, or restaurant rated 5 stars. Undefeated champion, or champion who is undefeated. In all of these cases, I'm guessing you'll think that the first one sounds better, because when you have the description of the object coming before the object, it almost feels like that description is part of the object's identity, whereas if it comes after the object, it feels like you're merely just telling me facts about it. And because of the way Chinese works, with the adjective always preceding the noun, no matter how long or complex it is, I believe that that results in more vivid and more poetic phrases in Chinese. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and if you want to start normalizing using adjectives on pronouns in English, then leave a comment down below on how the intelligent you plan on doing that. I'll see you guys in the next video. 我们下次再见了，拜拜。